Get ready for even warmer days across Central Oregon, and this dry pattern stays with us except for a few chances of some light showers. Hey everyone, Darrell here from the Central Oregon Daily Weather Center with a deep dive into your most reliable forecast. And today we started off with some poor air quality. In fact, it got down to hazardous in some parts of Central Oregon. But through the day, that smoke lifted up, and by tonight it's going to drop back down, and it will be impacting us right here through Central Oregon again. And that's right, we are in prescribed burn season. It's technically not a season, but this is the time of the year where we have conditions that are just perfect for prescribed burns. It just so happens that those perfect conditions for prescribed burns line up with what a lot of people are looking for this time of the year as well. So when we're getting into the 70s with a light breeze and no rain in sight, that's when agencies tend to do this kind of burning. So when we look around Central Oregon, we are seeing several different things, and even bigger changes are expected through the next several days. So let's start off with what we're seeing right here and right now. Just a quick look outside across Central Oregon, and we do have a mixture of sunshine and clouds. In Bend, this is the Oregon Hazards Lab camera, and it looks like it's looking almost to the north, and we do still see a lot of that haze. That is smoke. And the Lake Billy Chinook camera actually shows where there was a prescribed burn earlier today. You could see that smoke plume just about an hour ago, but as of right now, you can't really see the smoke plume, but you do see the smoke in the air. This Pine Mountain camera from Oregon Hazards Lab is pointing to the west and northwest, looking at the Tiddlywinks prescribed burn. It's just west of Bend. And the Prineville Reservoir one, man, that just shows gorgeous conditions. Meanwhile, at Bachelor at the top of Outback, you can actually see a lot of that smoke. And there is one more camera that I could show you. Let me go ahead and find it real quick. This one actually shows where we just can't really see much because of that smoke. So typically, this camera has a really good view of where that Tiddlywinks burn is. When I say typically, I mean the last couple days since it's been going on. But as of right now, we do not see much at all, and that is because of the reduced, even poor visibility because of that prescribed burn. In fact, let me go ahead and go back to it. If you follow my mouse, right about here is where that prescribed burn is, and right now we just don't see much. We do see some shadows on Tumalo Mountain, and that is indicative of some in and out cloud cover on top of all of this smoke. But here earlier today, this is looking at the one of the Bend sensors. There are 4 different sensors for the hourly average for the air quality in Bend, and this one is one of the lower elevation ones, but it shows that it just got to very unhealthy air quality conditions between 6 and 9 a.m. and then it gradually improved through the rest of the morning. And that's the same type of pattern that we're looking at here through the next couple of days. We are expecting this smoke to settle again. We are expecting this smoke to bring us times of poor air quality. But as we look forward, we also have a chance of some showers. So yes, it's going to be warmer. Yes, some sprinkles are expected through this weekend, but we're also looking at 70s, some 80s, plenty of sunshine mixed with some cloud cover, and those showers hold off until the weekend. But let's go ahead and get back to the smoke. This is an interesting graphic. Actually, let me back up one. This is what it looks like right now. The hourly average is sitting in the green, good air quality. 2 of the real-time sensors from East Space Labs are showing moderate air quality. And I should say near real-time sensors. It's a 15-minute average instead of an hourly average. If you want real-time sensors, we have to look at the purple air sensors, and they are showing around Sisters, moderate air quality, but then looking further south, starting around Deschutes River Woods and going to the south, some reduced air quality there as well. That's right in the vicinity of that prescribed burn. This flame right here, that is the Tiddlywinks prescribed burn. There are a couple other more prescribed burns a little further to south, but we're still showing good air quality on all of those sensors. I typically don't use this map on air because those ones are just hard to see. But earlier today, when it comes to the hourly average, we started off with poor air quality. In fact, we had it very unhealthy conditions and at times even hazardous air quality around 7 a.m. Fast forward through the morning, it really started to improve during the midday hours, and by 2 p.m. we were mostly in good air quality. And this stayed pretty good through the rest of the evening as of right now. I just showed you what was happening. A couple of the real-time sensors are showing some moderate air quality. But as we go forward, here's what you can expect. We're going to start this clock at 7 p.m. This is a smoke forecast model. It is derived from the high resolution rapid refresh model, the HRR as we call it, and it shows where that smoke is pointing. I also have some lines on here. Those are streamlines showing the different progression of winds, even on the microclimate level. So we have two of the main burns that are putting the smoke in the air. The one just near the Metolius Bench at Lake Billy Chinook, just above Lake Billy Chinook on the Warm Springs Reservation, and the other one is at Tiddlywinks Fire, and that is just to the west and southwest of Bend. That smoke from both of those continues to impact parts of Central Oregon. Tonight, it does fan out quite a bit. Tomorrow, we start the day with poor air quality, again, just not quite for everybody, especially if you're in eastern Jefferson County or even parts of Crook County. But as long as those fires continue to burn, we're still expecting to be impacted by that smoke from these prescribed burns. Now, all of those burns are prescribed burns. We don't have any wildfires at the moment. I just wanted to make sure I was clear with that. Now, when we look at some of the traffic cameras across Central Oregon, we do have dry roads, but we can also see some of that haze off in the distance, and that is smoke from these fires. Looking at the highest elevations, the passes, we still have dry conditions. And one thing that we don't see any longer is much in the way of snow off to the side of the road. It is dry. It has melted almost completely. We see some up in the Cascades. Some of the Bachelor cameras have some snow on the ground as well. But satellite and radar shows that we've just had some in and out clouds outside of this smoke, and there's no precipitation in sight. Let me go back. This satellite and radar imagery, the radar is exactly what it sounds like. The satellite is comprised of a blend of infrared and visible satellite imagery. The closest showers are way over Idaho, and there's no lightning in sight. Now, here through the overnight hours, we stay pretty clear. That smoke comes back into play through the early morning. It starts to lift up again by the midday hours tomorrow. So as we're wrapping up the work week, we have another round of mid to upper 70s expected. Instead of just getting into the 70s, we're warming up even more. And there will be some showers, even the potential of some thunderstorms on the other side of the Cascade. So west of the Cascade Mountains, maybe some thunderstorms, but here in Central Oregon, just more clouds. Now, when it comes to enhanced satellite imagery, this is enhanced infrared satellite imagery. We see those clouds rolling through, and none of them have much in the way of convection associated with them. But what we also see is, look really closely. That's not low-level cloud cover that we're seeing there. That is some of that smoke just meandering around, and it's been sticking with us through the day. Now, looking at the bigger picture, there is a broad ridge of high pressure that's expanded into the Pacific Northwest. This high is why we've been getting that mixture of sunshine and cloud cover, the gorgeous conditions. But along with that, there's also a very dry air mass that's moving into the region right now. As these clouds push through, it's not as dry, but it will be getting dry again. So when it comes to your forecast model tonight, we do have clouds thinning out. That smoke settles in again. Times of just poor air quality could even be getting down to hazardous once again across the high desert. By Friday afternoon, some additional clouds. Winds pick up a little bit. A little breezy for parts of the high desert. Those winds coming out of the south. And then we do still see that chance of some showers. So we're going to back that up. This is a high-resolution forecast model, so that's why I want to look at it again. Through Friday p.m., most of those showers, some of those thunderstorms, through the Cascades. Now, this specific run of this forecast model shows that by Friday afternoon, we could have, or afternoon and evening, some of that comes down the east slopes of the Cascades, but not completely. A lot of it stays in the highest elevations. This same forecast model shows some showers and the potential of a few thunderstorms by Saturday during the PM hours. So, when it comes to relative humidity, it's dry, not critically dry, not fire weather conditions, but we're sitting in the 20s and teens percentage-wise. And today we topped out in the 70s with 80 degrees in Warm Springs and 66 in Sun River. So that represents a 5 to 12 degree jump in temperatures. Even more warming is expected. And as of right now, 5:40 p.m., we're sitting in the 70s with a few 60s on the map. So that 24-hour change is 2 to 9 degrees warmer. So yeah, right what the estimate was. Now tonight we fall back into the 40s with some 30s expected. Tomorrow, mid to upper 70s, even the potential for some 80s across parts of Central Oregon. So we're still warming. Smoke is in the forecast and sprinkles are going to be possible. The best chance of sprinkles and those light showers holds off until Saturday and Sunday, but there's a low chance that some of them are going to be possible by Friday. Friday, though, highs in the 70s with some 80s. By Saturday, mostly in the 70s. So slight dip in temperatures is expected as this trough develops and moves onshore with a low pressure system. That's going to pull our temperatures down, but just a little bit. We're still in the 70s each day, Saturday and Sunday. And by Sunday, that low chance of rain does come with a little more sunshine. So between now and Sunday at 11 p.m., we are looking at some showers through Central Oregon. What we do not see on this map as this low pressure impacts us is any snow, even in the Cascades. So temperatures are warm, so are overnight lows. And some showers are expected Saturday and Sunday, just not too impressive when it comes to any potential of accumulation. And that's definitely not good for drought conditions. So your forecast model, this is the one we typically use on air. And this one shows mostly dry conditions. We still carry that low chance of precipitation Saturday and Sunday. And let's see if it shows anything for Friday. So this forecast model shows that by Friday, some showers through the Cascades, and that one keeps us mostly dry for Central Oregon and holds it off until Saturday and Sunday that we catch that next chance of showers. And during this weekend, any showers that develop, we're going to be tracking for thunderstorm potential just because of the setup that we're in. By the beginning of next week, more sunshine than clouds. So when we look at the long-range forecast model, it pretty much confirms all of that, keeps things pretty much the same. Best chance of rain Saturday and Sunday. Even at that, we're not looking at much, and any showers that develop, we're going to be tracking for thunderstorm potential. So by the time we get to Monday, more sunshine than clouds. That continues through Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but this one shows that by late Thursday, some showers are back in the forecast. So when we look forward, between now and Sunday at 11 p.m., not even everybody getting wet, but some of us could, and some of that could carry the potential for some lightning. And by Wednesday at 5 p.m., next Wednesday at 5 p.m., not much has changed. It's not until we get to next Thursday that we see that next chance of some showers. So wind gusts this evening, not bad at all, really between 10 and 16 miles per hour across most of Central Oregon. Actual wind speeds about 2 to 12 miles per hour. So 2 to 12 gusting at 20. And here through the next couple of days, it kind of stays there. Not really picking up any steam when it comes to our winds. And each day we start off with winds out of the south that swings around to the northwest. And that's just going to make our smoke dance around Central Oregon. So for tonight, 40s and some 30s, areas of smoke. By tomorrow, we're talking 70s, a few 80s, more in and out clouds, and those smoky conditions stay with us. Notice with our 7-day planner, winds get breezy at times Saturday and Sunday. That's our best chance of some showers. This could help clear the air if we get enough rain. And then late in the 7-day planner, another chance of some showers, but we go from 70s, some ups and downs, into the 80s. So our headlines for this Thursday, April the 30th, include 70s, more warming and dry, prescribed burns, equal poor air quality, and sunshine with some PM clouds. Now, when it comes to satellite and radar, just some clouds rolling through the high desert. Nothing to get excited about there. But when we look at a couple of other things, today is Thursday, so the latest drought monitors released. This is what it looked like last week, and it looks like this week in Northeast Oregon, they took us from severe drought to just moderate. But we have a severe drought for most of Central Oregon, moderate in a couple of places. All right, that is it. That's the latest in weather. Join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News with the latest headlines and your most reliable forecast. Here's one more quick look at those air quality conditions. As of right now, not too bad, but that'll be changing again tonight. Join us on Central Oregon Daily News. We'll see you then.